My name is Gwen Hooper, and I'm the PR coordinator for the Salvation Army of Memphis. And I'm here to share with you the Salvation Army of Memphis' local awareness campaign and its supporting digital marketing strategy. The Salvation Army was founded in 1855 in London, England, and was an evangelical but philanthropic group of individuals that sought to make a change and impact on the state of the world they lived in. Much like that today, the Salvation Army here in Memphis has been here since 1900 and is always tackling the emerging needs on the front line. In the 2000, long-term grips of poverty and homelessness seem to be crippling for the city. That added with addiction and violence have really layered on a true sense of devastation and trauma for a lot of the families and people living here in Memphis. The Salvation Army is committed to long-term solutions to help mitigate those challenges. We love and believe in the city of Memphis and believe that Heal Memphis and the components that make up this marketing strategy will help further our commitment and our mission. What we're known for nationally. The Salvation Army is known for thrift stores, accepting your gently used donated goods, obviously the red kettle and the bells that I'm sure everyone is so happy that the red kettle season is over. You can enter your grocery stores in peace. We're also known for disaster relief, being one of the first agencies on site after acts of terrorism or natural disasters. We also provide shelter and transitional housing, as well as meals for our homeless neighbors and friends. What we do for Memphis. We are the largest provider of shelter and services for homeless women. We are the first and only shelter to promote and allow mothers to stay with their children while battling addiction with comprehensive counseling and in-home or in-shelter practices. We are the largest provider of free addiction recovery in the city of Memphis. We are the only specifically dedicated and designated shelter for homeless single women. We also have a fully interactive Croc Community Center that offers everything from theater to youth sports and activities, as well as worship service. Some of the challenges we have are an unestablished or a fuzzy identity within our community. Like I said, we're known for some of the things that we do nationally, but no one really is aware of the scope of services we provide. There's also a challenge with an aging donor base and our relevancy with new and young donors, trying to convey the message we are not your grandfather's Salvation Army, although that is where we have developed quite the foundation and reputation for being a sound and transparent charity. The other challenges we face are saturation of the market and differentiating ourselves from some of the other 5,000 local nonprofits that call Memphis home, and making sure that our footprint is there. And then doing all that and maintaining brand compliance and brand standards that are issued nationally. The overarching purpose of the Heal Memphis campaign, both digitally and in practice, are to intentionally market and increase the awareness of what we do and the scope of our services, to mitigate the emergent deficit that we have from a HUD funding cut this year of $195,000, as well as provide content and supporting materials to propel a significant corporate partnership or ask with one of our local large corporations. The digital strategy components that will work for us or that we are discussing today are the Heal Memphis launch and microsite, and then we have a social media Facebook ad campaign. In concert with a new website that was released in October, as well as our special events calendar and our seasonal giving strategies, This digital strategy will help to support and supplement those things by allowing us to engage and reach audiences that are online. Which brings us to my next statement, our target audience. So the target audience, we're looking for females between the ages of 25 and 60 who are on social media and who are tech interested, if you will, and they have the capacity to give, as well as an interest in charity or a history of charitable giving and volunteerism. And then geographically, they should be located in the Memphis and Mid-South area, and even targeted further by zip codes based on, like I said, capacity to give or considered affluency. As a target audience, women are the decision makers in the home. They determine where their families volunteer, where their charitable giving goes. And as an audience that we have currently captured based on, for example, Facebook analytics, about 63% of our participants are women between the ages of 25 and 60. So they're there and they're listening. Engaging them further and converting them into donors is also one of the critical parts of this strategy. So the microsite, healmemphis.org is a site that is completely dedicated to our campaign and raising the funds earmarked under Heal Memphis. So we'll know whether or not the campaign is active and whether or not we're actually engaging people and converting donors based on those things. The site will also provide specific statistical information, either through infographics or videos that share the story and the impact that we are having on the city of Memphis. I encourage you to check it out. Social media and Facebook ads. We have several social media channels, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Starting with Facebook because it is by far the most established and provides the most analysis and data based on click-throughs, sharing, and reach. It is also based on return of interest, the most cost-effective in this process. So between the microsite and social media, our two digital components should work very well with our other components, either through TV ads, radio spots, PSAs, and digital signage and billboards. The objectives of our overall campaign are to increase awareness with our targeted audience and to make them aware of the services, volunteers, and fundraising needs we have, encourage overall engagement, increase participation levels at events and through our programs, also garner invitations through other civic groups or corporate organizations to participate with them or be their charity of choice, increase likes and conversations in the digital communities, support other fundraising initiatives that we have. We still do a mail out seasonally. Also overall increase donations and cultivate donor relations. The campaign is really focused on providing information and ways that people can get in touch with us and engage with us. The metrics. For the healmemphis.org site, we will definitely focus on Google Analytics and making sure that we are keyword optimized, some SEO type things, but basically through Google AdWords and analytics, we would determine whether or not the site is getting the reception and the hits through promotion on our Facebook ads and our Facebook and other social media sites. For the Facebook ads, our Facebook page follows, likes, and shares will be monitored. Also looking at the ad feature estimated ad recall, which provides an aggregate of the number of people who viewed your site or viewed your ad and who were reached by it, as well as the time they spent looking through the ad and reading things. Twitter mentions and retweets are another metric that we can look at. Specifically on the finance side, we will look at the number of new donors, our donor demographics, and participation numbers for events and volunteering opportunities. as well as the final and bottom line is the amount of donations we receive and whether or not they increase based on this year's campaign compared to last year without a campaign. The budget and the direct cost. So, since this was an emergent campaign, it was not allocated in the annual budget already. Being cost effective and conscious of nonprofit budget, the direct costs associated with the microsite are the domain name and the monthly hosting, as well as approximate costs for developing collateral and content. And we've estimated that for the team to be about $675. Once the content is created, it can be augmented and reused in different applications and in different platforms. For the Facebook ad and allocated budget, we have determined that we would start with the fourth quarter of this year and work through the second quarter, and then either come up with another annual campaign in June of next year or cease based on not having the need if we have fulfilled our goals. The total for the digital components is $2,125, which works out to be about 8% of a $26,000 budget that was determined and allocated for website improvements and overall advertising. So it's a small part of the budget with should be a decent return on interest because it's not so cost prohibitive. The timeline we estimate to be about 6 weeks. That's developing the timeline quickly to address the immediate need. It's also contingent on the website release and would be determined by launch dates for our other fundraising initiatives like kettles and bell ringing. We want the Heal Memphis to act as an umbrella over our whole fundraising season for the next year and not deter from the already existing initiatives that we have. We estimate about 3 weeks for concept and design development and then to get board approval, about 2 weeks for executing the purchases of domain names and setting up either consultation for Facebook ads or anything along those lines that we might need supplemental help with, and then 1 week to execute the digital collateral, and that would include proofing. So obviously working on a very quick timeline to try and get the largest bang for our buck quickly. Overall, the Heal Memphis concept seeks to tell a story, which is the critical part of fundraising development and this marketing department's tasks. So that first and foremost is something that we hope people will identify with and acknowledge that we are working towards bettering our community. And hopefully that with evaluation and a concerted effort and everyone on the team monitoring the metrics for the digital aspect of it, we will be able to demonstrate that an 8% investment is very worthwhile in keeping us relevant and addressing our other challenges and providing optimal solutions that ultimately propel us forward as an organization. Thank you for your time and have a great day.